Imagine that tomorrow you got an opportunity to work in rural India. If you got an opportunity to see the village, if you got an opportunity to help the underprivileged and to educate those people in the rural India to live a life inside the village of India, and if you could actually impact them, would you take that job? Would you really give everything up, go to the village and help those people? If you really want to do that, please comment down below with a yes. This is not related to anything regarding the video. I just want to see how many of the young Indians like us still want to go to a village and to work there and to do some social upliftment work. Hi, this is Shupriyo. So the SBI Youth for India Fellowship Program will allow you to do exactly this. You can work for a better rural India. You can go to a village and work with an NGO and have some social upliftment done. Now, I had actually applied for the SBI YFI back in the day and I ended up going to the interview. But I didn't join, of course, because I got selected in SBI PO. So I didn't join that. But I have a fair amount of experience with this. And in this video, I am going to explain everything about the SBI Youth for India Fellowship Program. The 2020 application is now open. This program is being conducted by the State Bank of India Foundation, and very prestigious NGOs are also joined with it. So let's find out all about it. The main reason why I want you to apply for the SBI Youth for India Fellowship is because you have nothing to lose, really. Because see, you do not really have to enter this fellowship. You can just go ahead and attend the interview. You can write those essays that will help you to practice for the descriptive part of the exams. And the most important thing is that the interview is going to be conducted inside the SBI training center. Yes, the SBI people will be there in that interview. So just imagine you can get a free interview and you can understand what an interview really entails. So I would encourage all of you, no matter if you are working or if you are just a fresh graduate, to go ahead and apply. कुछ नहीं जाता है, जस्ट अप्लाई कर दो, फिर बाद में तो आप देख ही सकते हो कि अगर नहीं चाहिए तो आप करो मत ये जॉब. तो इसीलिए मैं आपको ये बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि आप अप्लाई तो कर दो, फिर अगर आपको ज्वाइन नहीं करना है, इफ़ यू डू नॉट वांट टू परस्यू दिस, देन डोंट गो अहेड एंड ज्वाइन. एटलीस्ट यू कैन गो टिल द इंटरव्यू, इजंट इट? दैट्स व्हाट आई डिड, एंड आई रियली हैड अ वेरी ग्रेट एक्सपीरियंस, great learning experience from that interview. So what is the SBI Youth for India all about? Let's begin. The SBI YFI fellows, they work with a SBI partner NGO in a village over 13 months in 3 phases. Now NGO, non-government organization, any kind of social organization that is working at the grassroots, you will be going into that organization, you will be staying in a village and you will be working for the upliftment of society. That will be your main work. Now there are actually 3 phases. So many of my friends had actually joined this fellowship. So I didn't join because I got the SBI PO job before my joining came, but people who had joined, they told that it was a very interesting experience because there are 3 main phases now. So the first phase, it is the familiarization phase. They call it the Arambh or the initiation. So what happens in this phase is that there will be some lectures, you will be attending some lectures, and you will be actually helped by the NGOs to understand what is going on. So you will have a lot of initiation to this YFI thing. You will be interacting with your fellows, so various other people who are selected along with you. You will be exchanging ideas, bouncing off ideas, and then after the familiarization thing is complete, you will be allocated your NGO. So at that point of time, you will have a lot of resources. You will be understanding which NGO is doing what work, and you can choose your NGO. And then if you choose it, you can get ahead and get posted with the NGO in that corresponding village. And after that comes the implementation phase. Now the implementation phase, at least 9 months you have to be in the implementation phase. There will be 2 review meetings as well. So in that review meeting, what happens is that you will tell your superiors or the NGO people what you have done in that village, in that area where you are there. So you get to do a lot of things. You can implement many programs. You can try for some technological innovations. Many things are there that you can do. And the third thing, it is the sustenance. So the sustenance part, it is the final part of your entire journey, entire 13-month journey. And in the sustenance part, what happens is you are going to be handing over your project and your responsibilities to somebody else. So you will be identifying some community person, or you will be identifying somebody from the NGO. You will hand over your responsibilities and everything, and then your fellowship is complete, and you'll get a very renowned certificate, and you will be recognized as a SBI YFI fellow, and you can be an official alumni of this organization. So that's all about the YFI, what it entails. And now, what is the salary? So very important thing to note here is that nobody does this for the salary. Now many people from IITs, from IIMs, and you will be amazed to know many people from foreign universities like Harvard University, UC Berkeley, they have also come and done this fellowship. It is because they were passionate. They wanted to do something for rural India, and not just earn money. So money is very secondary in this. You will be just paid enough money so that you can survive. So monetarily you will not be getting too much out of it. Now there is a stipend, so 15,000 per month stipend will be given, and there is also a medical insurance. So medical insurance will be there, so you do not need to worry about falling sick or anything. And there will also be local transport allowance of 1,000 per month. So total 15,000 plus 1,000 per month, so 16,000 per month you will be getting. And there is also a readjustment allowance of 50,000 rupees, which will be granted to you after successful completion of the fellowship. So if you complete that fellowship, you are going to get that 50,000 rupees. Now the approx total amount, it will be 2,08,000 plus 50,000, so around 2,50,000, almost 2,60,000 you will be getting. But the most important thing you will be gaining is experience, and you will also be gaining things which are actually quite priceless, to be honest. So let's move to the next part, deadlines for the application. Now the online application, it will be available till the last week of April 2020. So last week of April 2020 you can go ahead and apply for this fellowship, and the candidate selected for the interview will be intimated by June 2020. So by June 2020 you are going to get intimated, and it will probably start around August or September. That is the time frame every year that the YFI fellowship actually starts. And the age limit and the eligibility. Okay, so who are the eligible people? Now your age should be between 21 to 32 years as on the start of the program. Remember this. So if you are older than 32, you cannot go ahead and apply. Now the people who will be preferred, now the website actually mentions that young professionals or fresh graduates. So these are the target areas, the target groups who actually are actually encouraged to apply for this fellowship. So if you are a fresh graduate, you can go ahead, and even young professionals can go ahead and apply. And graduation, importantly, can be from any stream, and very, very important, you can have any kind of graduation. It does not matter which stream it is, you will be inducted into the fellowship without any problems. Now it will have to be completed by August 2020. So if you are in the final year, your exams are going on, and it will not be completed by August 2020, you cannot apply. Now another thing is that you have to be an Indian citizen or an OCI, an overseas citizen of India. So these are the two categories for which it is permitted, and people working in SBI, they are also allowed. Actually SBI POs and everybody who is actually working in SBI, we actually get emails from the SBI YFI, and they actually tell us that when you can apply for the YFI. So many people who are currently working in SBI, they can also go ahead and apply. So it's also something that's possible. And companies like Ernst & Young, Tata, Capgemini, etc., they offer sabbaticals for their employees. So many people have gained sabbaticals from their employers to go ahead and pursue this. So because it is a very noble thing to do, and the companies, they also want some good PR, so they go ahead and allow the employees to go. Now next thing is the selection procedure. So the selection procedure, now it's very important to understand that it is a multi-pronged selection procedure. So I'll just show you the picture. So as you can see, there will be various stages of the selection. You will be giving an online application, and then you will actually have to complete an online assessment as well, and finally there will be an interview, and after that they will be selecting you. So let's go into these things one by one. The selection procedure, so fill the online application form. There will be no fees. I'll be showing you shortly how you are going to fill it up. So remember that there is no fees, so there is absolutely no fee. Now what else do you need? Go ahead and apply. You do not need to pay even a single penny for the application. Go ahead and apply. I would encourage you. Now the next thing is that 14 days later, after filling up this online application form, 14 days later you are going to get an email if you are eligible. So if they think that you are eligible, you are going to get an email, and there will be a link for an online assessment. So you have to complete this online assessment. You have to put your personal info there. You also have to put your essays. So there will be some essays, we will be discussing it after a little while. You have to fill those up and you have to complete the online assessment. After completing, then you might be shortlisted. If you are shortlisted, those candidates are going to be called for the interview. This will be done via email or phone, the intimation. And the interview, very important, this is going to be held in the SBI training centers. So my interview had actually been conducted in an SBI training center, and all the other people who were called for the interviews as well, they were called in the SBI training centers. Some were actually called to the SBI LHOs. So very distinguished panel will be actually taking your interview. It will be a very distinguished panel, and we are going to talk about that later. So every project, they will be allocated at least 2 fellows. So you do not need to worry, at least somebody else will be with you to help you and support you in your journey. So that is something that is ensured, and you will be notified by email or SMS if you are selected, and the offer letter of course will be sent. You have to accept the offer letter if you want to work as a fellow, and you will finally be given access to further material to choose your NGO. So you can go ahead and choose whatever NGO you want to work with. So that is something that they will give you the liberty of that. You can choose your NGO, and sometimes they might tell you that this is the best fit, and you can go ahead and work as a fellow. Now the next thing is, where can you expect the posting? So this is also something that many people think that, okay, where am I going to be posted? So it can be in the rural areas in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Gujarat, Karnataka, Assam, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, among others. So these are the states which are actually mentioned in the online website, and the other states, like I have heard about some projects in West Bengal as well. So it's possible that you can be posted to other states, but mostly you will be posted in these states, rural areas of these states. Remember, not in any town or cities. It will be entirely in rural areas. And also there is a strict no home state policy. This is very important. They want you to experience the entire cultural diversity of India, and that is why they do not allow any fellow to work in his or her home state. Then we have partner NGO. So the partner NGO, it will be helping the fellows in case of difficulty like the language barrier or adjusting to rural India. All of those things will be taken care of by your partner NGO. They will be there to help you and support you. And do not worry, even if you do not feel that you can complete it, you can quit midway as well. So that is also something that is possible. So now I will do one thing. I will just show you the entire application form. So how can you apply online? So let's go to my computer screen and I'll show you the application, how it is done. So we have reached my computer screen now, and I will just write SBI Youth for India in Google. Just hit enter. Okay, the website comes up, click on it. Okay, so now we are on the SBI Youth for India website. So just see that you can click over here. Apply now, you can click over here, or even you can click over here. They are saying that the applications for 2020-21 batch are now open. So anywhere, just let's click over here, apply now. Okay, it's opening. And now, okay, so we are at the application screen. So start your SBI Youth for India Fellowship application here. You have to put your email ID. Okay, I have put down my email ID. Continue. It's checking, and it's just navigating. Thank you for your message, it has been sent. Okay, now it's loading again. Just a bit, you have to wait. Okay, so now we are on the main application screen. Apply for SBI Youth for India Fellowship 2020-21. Enter your first name and last name. Let's write down any name. So okay, if any of you understood this reference, write down in the comments, I understood that reference. Let's go to next. Okay, enter password. So just put down your password, any kind of password that you want. Let's move to the next screen. Okay, enter your personal details. So you have to write down your citizenship. It's Indian over here. Date of birth now. So just put down any date of birth, whatever you want. It has to be between 21 and 32 years, remember that. So the email is now being shown over here, and you have to also write down your contact number now. So I have put down my contact number now, and you click on send OTP. So OTP has been sent. Okay, now the OTP will be sent to your registered email and your registered mobile number. So you can check your email or your mobile number. So this is the exact email that you are going to get. So just copy your OTP, and now I will paste my OTP. So let's go to the next screen now. Okay, now they are asking the month and year of completion of your undergraduate or bachelor's degree. So see, they have written over here, you must have completed your undergraduate or bachelor's degree before the start of the program as of August 1, 2020. So just write down month/year, anything you can write down. You can write down, for example, this. Just put down your year of completion. Go to next. What inspired you to apply for this fellowship? So you can write anything. So there are these options. So this will be your decision what you want to put over here, and you can write I want to get a job in SBI or many of the things. So I think that the appropriate responses can be this one, it can be this one, and it can be other things as well. So if you can justify it, you can choose whatever you want. Let's choose this one. Okay, and make sure that this is checked. I hereby agree that this is all correct. Okay, review and submit now. So everything is coming up now, your application for review. So you can go down, you can submit application over here. So click on submit application. Finally we are done. So thank you for applying, and your application is under review, and on your registered mobile number they will send me an email also within the next 14 days of submission of the application. So I have to wait for 2 weeks, and within that time, if I am selected, they should be emailing me or just calling me. So that's all with how you are going to apply. So we are done with our application. So after 14 days, I hope that you get an email or a call that you are selected and you can complete the online application. I hope that it happens for you just like it happened for me. And when you are going to go to that online application, now what? Now you have to fill up your personal data. So they have told that you need to have your medical and your personal details on hand. So all of these things you have to fill up. And also importantly, there will be some essays, very important. So in 2016, back when I had done this, there used to be 3 essays and the time limit used to be 60 minutes. So in 1 hour, you have to write 3 essays and you need to work fast, because this is like the descriptive section of any exam. You have to write down, you have to type it out in an online portal, and there you have to just write down everything. Now remember that the topic can be anything. It can be politics, it can be economics, it can be science, it can be Indian economy related, it can be philosophy, abstract, etc. So anything under the sun, they can ask you to write on those things. And you have to, very importantly, this is very important, note it, that you have to demonstrate your motivations via the essays. Now why am I saying this? In the initial phase, I actually did not used to know this, and I had some problems in the interview because of this, because your motivation has to come out of your essays. So try and show that you are very motivated for the SBI Youth for India Fellowship, that you really want to work for rural India, you really want to change, you really want to develop, and you want to help impact the development of the rural India and want to have a positive change in the lives of people. So you have to use your personal experiences. And why am I saying all of this? These things will come up during your interview. This is something that the people who have not gone to the interview will not be knowing. And in the interview, what happened, they actually asked me some questions from the essays that I had written. So all of the things that you point down in the essays, if you say, for example, that I am very interested in working for solar power generation, then in the interview they will ask you, what do you know about solar power generation? What do you know about Indian GDP? What do you know about the percentage of this, that? So all of these things, whatever you are writing in the essay, can be asked to you in the interview. Keep that in mind when you are writing these essays. Very important, and this trick will actually help you to ace that essay a lot. So let's move to the next part. Okay, The next thing is, how do you crack the interview, of course. So the interview, it is going to be very profile oriented. This is a no-brainer because this exam, if you can say it as an exam, it is a shortlisting for the fellowship, and fellowship people who are very motivated and who are very interested only do. So this is not something for your salary. So they will not be going into in-depth knowledge about this, that. They will be studying your profile. Why are you so interested in this fellowship? What is your underlying motivation? That is something that they will poke very much. And if you have good academics, you must justify why the Youth for India Fellowship. You have to justify that, okay, you got some 90 percentiles and 99 percentiles, then why you want to work for the rural India? What is your main motivation? That is something, the why, that you must demonstrate very well. You must be demonstrating your story. So if you remember, I had made a video about how you can ace the interview and about the stories that everybody asks. So you can go ahead and check the video if you want. So that is what they are going to ask you. They are going to see your story. Are you really fit for this SBI YFI? Now the panel members are usually 4 members, and there will be representatives from the NGO, from the SBI, from YFI alumni. So in my interview, I remember that there was a guy with some long hair, and he was the guy who was just silent, and he was later on I came to know an ex-fellow. So he was an alumni. He was also sitting in on the interview. So many distinguished people will be there, and you have to show that you really know what you're talking about, and you must choose field by that time, the time when the interview comes along. So you need to choose something like solar power, organic farming, cottage industry, rural technology usage, etc. So in the online assessment which happens before the interview, they will ask you those essays, and they will also ask you what you are interested in. So you have to have a lot of knowledge regarding this. So I had actually chosen solar power generation and also organic farming, and in the interview actually I was a bit surprised because they started asking questions, in-depth questions from these fields, like how the solar power is generated, how the organic farming can help, and even I had questions like what is the percentage of agriculture in India's GDP, and there were many questions regarding rural India, some regarding the cropping patterns, and many other things under the sun. So the thing that you are going to choose, have a comprehensive knowledge and really study regarding all of these things, and that will actually increase your chances of success in this main interview. And if you are somebody who has actually graduated from a top college, then also you will be actually needing to demonstrate that you really want this fellowship. So this is a very challenging interview, and an interview unlike anything that you have ever faced before, I can guarantee you that. So if just that interview alone justifies application for this thing. And so the study the partner NGO carefully, your partner NGO, whichever NGO you want to join, just study it carefully, and you have to show open-mindedness, ability to survive anywhere. That is also something they will be asking you, that we will be posting you such and such places, can you go ahead and survive? So you have to show that you can survive. And 1 year commitment you must also demonstrate, that for 1 year you are free, 1 year you are not going anywhere, you will be devoting your time for this fellowship. And another final interesting thing that I can tell you is that you can read the blogs of the past fellows. So many SBI Youth for India Fellowship fellows have written blogs. You can search it on Google, you will find them, and you can have a good idea about what is the expectation in these places. So the final thing that we need to know is the future scope. So this is also very important to know the future scope. What's the scope after you complete this fellowship? So YFI, it was launched in 2011 with 27 fellows. After completion, you can continue working with the NGOs or other spheres of public policy, planning, research, etc. And you can also become a social entrepreneur. Now, this is something that has actually recently been gained a lot of traction in India, social entrepreneurship. So, for example, Dexterity Global, there was a guy who actually founded this company. He had, I think, rejected a master degree from Harvard, and he founded this Dexterity Global, and he is doing great work for upliftment of the poor, for social development. So people who are very passionate, they can go ahead and start some social entrepreneurship projects as well, which will help India grow, the rural India grow. And there are other things you can read about. Dexterity Global is there, Social Blood is there, Make Love Not Scars. This organization actually works towards the acid attack victims. So many interesting things are actually going on. So just educate yourself regarding all of these things. And of course you can also return to the corporate world you can help uplift society by building products and services with your insight into rural India. So there are many kinds of future scope for these things as well, and it is all ultimately up to you. How do you use it? For me, applying for this was just a part of development. I wanted to have that interview experience. I wanted to try something new, and I also had a passion towards these things, so I wanted to explore. And I hope that in this way you also try and explore yourselves, push your boundaries, try to get out of your comfort zone and see what happens. I hope that you learned something from this video and that it was beneficial for you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.